And welcome back. In this episode 2020, in 20 minutes, I'm gonna show you a lot of old clips that never been published before and some new ones, so stay tuned. So let's start with January 2020. I was back then in Bocas del Toro in Panama, and there was no such a thing as COVID. After New Year's dinner at Panama sailing with my friends there, I took my drone in the air, trying to capture fireworks from a new angle. Bocas del Toro is a very vibrant and fun place to be, and of course New Year's Eve was even more packed with party people than normal. I would call this place the Ayanapa version of the Caribbean. Isla Colón has so many hostels and looks like a backpacker's metropole. Lots of fun people from all around the world. Some flies in just for the Christmas holiday, and some seems to never leave the backpacker lifestyle or even Bocas. The nice thing here is that you can choose wherever you want to party or find your own secret place to drop your anchor.
So what do you think about the security?
Well, he's a mean-looking dog, but he has this mean bracelet on his neck, and it looks really bad. Yeah, you look so bad. In January, I spent a lot of time with Rick and Maddie and enjoyed their hospitality. I even met his lovely parents.
Potato chunks with some onion. Gonna do some roasted red peppers. Just gotta season everything with the potatoes and we're good to go.
Wow,
We're getting
it's
there.
amazing.
This time together we explored everything from the nightlife in Isla Colón to the islands around Bocas district.
Dale, vamos. Da, el otro, da, 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 vamos, da. This is Bocas.
Con la boca y placer, si me toca yo te como otra vez. Con la boca y placer, si me toca yo te como otra vez.
Not many worries early this year, and we had lots of fun. Exploring the islands around Bocas and the mangrove lagoons and tons of beautiful places. Just a short hour by engine, you can enter this labyrinth with mangrove waterways and small islands. Maps are not so accurate in this region, so it was really nice to have made friends with locals, not only giving advices, but also tons of recommendations of places to explore.
Stay with me if you wanna. Stay with me if you wanna. Stay with me if you wanna. Stay with me if you wanna.
I met so many cool people and had so much fun in Bocas, so it's almost unfair to squeeze it in such a short episode. There are beaches and beautiful places everywhere, but now I have to go back to Isla Colón because I'm going to pick up Holly again. She came back on board after her Christmas holiday in Maine and even had some Christmas gifts with her from both herself and her family.
Hey, Daniel, how are you?
Did you get that on camera? For sure.
You're probably nice. Jump on board.
Thanks. For the hugs and kisses, come on. I'm so glad to be here.
Yeah, if you was not so sweat, I would cuddle a little bit more, but... yeah. So your plane was running?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Landed early, and I had that.
I think that's the first time something is ahead of schedule.
I don't know. Well, actually, it's late from yesterday.
It's late from yesterday. So this is
I'm like this anonymous filmer person.
So
We are heading towards Shelter Bay to dock this party boat. The keg tap is just drying in the drying rack down below. We're planning on doing, you know, like when you pop a champagne bottle and you go with the champagne, we're gonna do that but with a keg for all the dock workers. We told the restaurant staff, the females, to wear their white t-shirts today. So it's gonna be a wet t-shirt contest with the beer keg. And whoever wins gets a free motorboat ride. You know what I mean?
Hey Thomas, how you doing?
Entering Shelter Bay Marina in style.
bring it on, Thomas! Holly, you're back! I was looking for you! So be freezing, finally, after 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks in Bocas, I don't know.
I have no idea how much waffles it's been made on Be Free, but this time I'm teaching Holly how to make Norwegian waffles.
This is actually a really fast portion of something that's gonna be waffles.
We're supersizing Norwegian waffles, fusion style.
Viking style. And I have my KitchenAid machine here.
And the reason for making so much dough was because we were going to have a waffle party, and it went totally nuts later.
I have a pasta Viking on board. Oh, mamma mia!
I guess you get the point. Later in February, I joined Holly to cross the Panama Canal.
First luck.
First luck, 1 of 3.
Okay. That's why we're going up.
But ahead of starting with the logs, we had some small problems getting her engine to start. But we succeeded the manual way, just in time before the pilots arrived.
The Viking is sailing the ship, and the women are in the galley. I think the autopilot is sailing. Yeah, the autopilot and engine start motor.
I believe it's not that many that had actually been sailing the Panama Canal. And at the Gatun Lake, we motor sailed to be able to keep up the necessary speed.
Yeah, so now we're gonna send the little one out to the big blue ocean.
Yeah, we all hope she will make it.
Yeah.
She will stop the engine.
Well, I have to teach her how to run it.
You're in the Pacific.
With Holly! Woo! And waves!
I stayed one more night on board Gecko together with Holly because I was going to help her with lines next morning. Also I had some errands in Panama City before heading back to Be Free. After coffee and breakfast, Holly was rowing us back to the marina because we were going to deliver the ropes. Some old-fashioned people have problems seeing a girl rowing with a guy sitting in the aft, but that was just fun. My plan was to come after with Be Free, but unfortunately this was my last tour in the Pacific for now.
It's a complicated situation, changing constantly every day.
How long have you been here?
This is our 8th day.
8 days.
Yes.
Wow.
Next Monday we should get out, hopefully.
So you're in quarantine waiting to let into the marina?
Yes. That party.
Canal transits for all boats under 65 foot have been cancelled until the 6th of April.
Whoa.
So, decision's been taken out of our hands, huh?
The canal is closed for boats less than 65 feet. The country is shut down. It's curfew 24/7. More or less the whole Pacific is closed. Yeah, pretty much the same of the Caribbean. So we are pretty low of options.
Just prior to this tough message, it had been a race, working super hard to get everything fixed and prepared as a last minute before the Pacific crossing.
What are you doing?
I'm soldering the last cables from the computer to the autopilot.
Very good.
It's working.
Great.
Yeah.
So we can go sailing soon?
Yeah. Sea trial in 2 days.
That's what I like to hear.
Yeah. Trying to fix the halyard for the Code Zero. It's been hard work, but hope we're gonna get there.
So we made a decision to sail back to Martinique as the only place we were allowed to clear in as a European boat with European crew. We got approval from the French island Martinique and had all the documents and permissions needed to enter.
We are just outside of Dominican Republic, which is a little bit weird. I was visiting that island a year ago.
Full of hopes, and we could see Martinique in the horizon. But it turned out not to be so easy. We were denied entrance. And as if that was not enough, hundreds of beer cans had exploded during the rough sail. Yes, you can imagine the feelings of being denied after such a long sail.
We have no more news from...
And this is more or less how it sounded like the next 3 days until we finally were allowed to clear in to Martinique.
This is amazing. Almost like being on a holiday.
Yeah.
We are now already in May 2020, and I feel so relieved because Shelley managed to get a flight back home to Amsterdam to reunite with her family, and I found a bunch of Scandinavians here in the Scandinavian corner. After the curfew were lifted, it was time to celebrate.
Where are you going?
We come to you.
To Be Free bar. About the waffles.
So you put cheese on your waffles. Come on.
Fucking delicious.
After lots of fun, it was time to start preparing our boats, and also because the hurricane season is closing up, to make some hard decisions. Because of the COVID situation, it was not so easy to make a decision. Should I sail back to Europe and to Greece that looks like it was opening again, or should I try to sail south? Like a lot of other sailors, I was also seriously considering sailing back to Europe. And in my head it was Greece that was really tempting, because I just love Greece. But as most sailors, we write our schedule in the sand on low tide, and I changed my mind and decided to sail down to Grenada. My decision was basically made because I was not ready to give up my Pacific dream. So sailing down to Grenada for the hurricane season sounds like a good idea, and to wait out the COVID situation around the world. just out of quarantine in a place I thought was hurricane free. But the first hurricane was already aiming straight towards Grenada. I was super stressed and I stripped down everything on my boat to prepare as good as I could. But all we got was a really rainy day. After the hurricane warning was over, it was time to start doing social things and explore this beautiful island. I did some rafting, as they call it. Well, as a Norwegian, this is not really rafting, but it was pretty fun anyway.
So this is rafting. You have to paddle with your own hand, otherwise you get nowhere. Rafting!
It's time to make new friends on this COVID-free island, so let's start make some waffles and open the bar.
Your dishes! Gotta clean up after all these parties.
So you thought it was for free, but you have to do the dishes, right?
Be fresh, be clean, be free. Be free.
Living in our own COVID-free bubble, the group grew pretty fast and we did so much fun together. Of course, I brought my unicorn to the pool party.
This is a pretty cool catamaran. I'm gonna show you something special. Follow me. This is the bridge. Normally you have a home station back there or inside here, but on this boat, come. It's out here. Look at this. You have the mast and the net, and here is the home station. Wow, around 12 knots.
Almost every second day invited out to different catamarans. I think I never sailed that many catamarans my entire life as I did the last 3 months. Suddenly I was getting sick. I was feeling worse and worse for every day, and when I had 41.2 in fever, I was put in hospital. Friends in the marina carried me into a car and drove me straight to the hospital. With nice foods and good medications, I was back on my feet pretty fast. But this was serious shit, so I don't know what would happen if I was not taken care of and brought to the hospital. I'm so fortunate that I could afford to stay on a private hospital.
Hey, Magnus! Thomas! Hey, we're flying wing on wing!
Someone's looking at you.
Magnus is a Norwegian friend that I hang out a lot with in Panama. He and his wife, they took me out for a day sail with this beautiful catamaran and we did scuba diving in the national park. Even though my boat had been docked in the marina for quite a long time, it's been a lot of sailing. And I had the honor to take my dear friends Zach and Simone out for their first time out sailing. In November, I'm invited to their wedding.
Got it. How's it going?
Shit. I'm too old for this shit. I'm not a teenager anymore.
Aw, damn.
And this beautiful girl is getting married. I guess this is by far the highlight of the year. I mean, seriously, how many get invited to a private local wedding with few guests? After the wedding ceremony, it was down to the beach to take some photos.
Going live.
And the very next morning, Simone, Zach and his cousin came to be free to chill out and relax the rest of the day. Even though it doesn't look like it, it has been lots of boat work during my stay here in Grenada. I had to improvise and make a new hatch myself. One of my last challenges was that after going through my checklist, I found out my windlass did not work, so I had to replace with a brand new one. And mid-December, Be Free is finally ready to leave the marina. Just in time to celebrate Christmas out in Anchorage how I wanted it. And I'm so proud and happy how she looks like. For instance, look at this teak. It looks like brand spanking new. Out of the marina, it was time to scrub the hull. And on Christmas Eve, Carl from Ireland helped me replace my household batteries. Rest of the day we started drinking beer and enjoy the sunset. Next morning he invited me for dinner on his boat so I could clean up and prepare my own.
Santa Claus is here!
Hey Thomas, happy Christmas. Welcome aboard.
Happy Christmas! Thank you for inviting me.
No worries at all.
Oh man, it smells amazing!
Thank you so much, Grenada, for being the best island in the whole Caribbean. You are the closest I can come to a Greek island in the Caribbean. And this is definitely going to be one of my favorite islands in the Caribbean forever. So where I'm sailing next, I don't know for sure. It might be Martinique or St. Martin, as it's both a very good angle down to Panama from there. For my next adventure, that will be the Pacific crossing. Thank you so much for watching this episode. I wish you all the best and a happy new year.
Singing